Okay, so the stream's acting up again. I don't know what's going on with the internet connection today, but we're going to just record some matches anyway. So first match, first deck of the day, German Soviet Blitz. So this has been a kind of a format staple for a while now. Just a really low to the ground aggressive deck, utilizing very cheap, fast, efficient troops and trying to overwhelm the opponent, close out the game before they can really shore up their defenses. We're using things like fast Hinds on our German tanks and Blitzkrieg to really close out the game. Oftentimes, because of cards like Iron from the North, which help us put even more units on the field, just dump our hand. Cards like Enigma help us gas back up and refill our hand and get just a little bit more tools to help get the last little bit of the opponent's HQ. Some new cards in the expansion that help with this strategy. We have this new German Elite, the Adler Command Vehicle. Other tanks operate for one less. So kind of a innocent seeming tank here, but the having other tanks operate for one less is quite a big deal. One of the problems that this deck can have sometimes is often you might have a good turn where you can put a lot of tanks on the field, maybe play a fast Hinds out on them, but then you can't really get any value off of that turn because it's just to move and attack with these units in the front line just costs too many credits. This eliminates that need. So if you can drop this on the turn that you're going to play a fast Hinds on a bunch of your units, it can be very, very devastating turn for you. Another cool card that got added in the expansion for this deck is Juggernaut here. It's a +2/+2 for 1 on a friendly tank or infantry unit, and most of our deck is tanks and infantry. But it has the condition that you must attack each turn with the unit if able, or it will be destroyed. So there's a lot of pinning effects in this expansion, and so this turns those pinning effects into removal essentially. But the thing is, because it's such an efficient buff order, and because we can easily guarantee we get value off of it for at least a turn, I suspect that this will just help give the deck a little bit more punching power. Finally, another new card, Soviet card in the expansion, is T80. Just a solid value troop. 2K0 3/3 tank unit that has a destruction effect that largely we don't care about because we're tending to end the game before our HQ defense is a factor. So just a big beefy cheap unit, 0 operation cost, which is very relevant. So yeah, so let's just jump into some games. Notably, this deck used to run some what was the big Soviet tank called again? Su-76. But since it's nerf and because its deployment effect was so harsh, some people, and myself included, have been looking for alternatives here. Before the Elite change, a great Soviet card to run in its place or in addition to it was the Cossacks. But since that's no longer an option, I think this would be a fine substitute. I took the encirclements out of this deck, though, because although a lot of these... It might be right to put them back in. I could see cutting maybe one Panzer IIA and one 3.7 Flak 37. Just because the small downside of not having enough tanks on turns that you needed, I think, is outweighed by the upside of getting to encircle things like the T80 or your other tanks. Because essentially, even encircling a one-cost tank in the front line is the same as playing one and moving it to the front line from your hand. So we'll go ahead and see how that feels. Could see it being right just to have the full number of tanks, though. Deck not 40 cards. What did I cut by mistake? For some reason it didn't note that I did an encirclement. All right. This is a decent starting hand. I kind of feel like I want to cut one Panzer 35T and find a 1-drop. Try to find like a turn 1 play. Yeah, we could play this on one of our infantry, but because they're not attacking that turn, it's going to do nothing. So, sadly. I'm gonna save this because he could be playing a sweepers deck and I don't want to lose 2 infantry. Because if he's playing like a winter warfare there, we're gonna feel really bad about running out our yeah, really wanted to see like an enigma there. It's unlikely that he's on nothing, but I don't think we can afford to just play very little on our turns. I think we just need to play stuff out. Jump back in. Iron from the North. Notably better when you have things that you want to play with it. I think this is fine. I'm gonna keep... This is a nice aggressive start right here. I'm gonna keep the sudden strike in case he's running cheap guard units. What is it? 15th Brigade, I think it's called. I want to be able to deal with that. Okay. Our opponent's been hurt too many times by tank units, it seems. That's unfortunate. Yeah, we're just never gonna play these resistance cards, basically. I don't think so. At this point, we're just looking for Enigma or Blitzkrieg off the top of our deck. Fast Heinz also good. There we go. Yeah, just play it, see what we get. He's looking like he's... Okay. Feels like he's playing something that's going to take away all of our credits. He could also be playing 3, 6, 9, 12. It doesn't matter. Okay. I was going to say, if he's playing Stiff Resistance or whatever that card is called, we can take one of them, and then the other, we had enough damage still. What am I trying to say? If he had that card that killed Blitz units when they entered the front line, we still would have had 12 power to finish him off there, so... Hello? Okay, then. We play a lot of German cards on. What? Is that a visual glitch? I assume so. There we go. Our previous opponent who was playing the Japanese sweepers decks talking to us online. Sauna Cat. I think this guy tends to play really aggressively slanting German-based decks. He might even be playing a... we might be playing a mirror here. With that in mind, what do I want to get rid of? I don't think I want this. This can trade with most of his units, except, you know, this can go toe-to-toe with a lot of his units. This could just kill some of his stuff free outright. This feels bad if we don't hit a 1-drop off of this. I think I'm just going to toss 2 of these back. Okay. Best of both worlds. Got a 1-drop, got the Iron Farm North to play with said 1-drop. Okay, I think we're going to go ahead and finish that off with this. It might be right to kill this with... no, that's probably actually wrong. If he wants to spend a credit, take finishing this off. Fine by me. So that seems not so good for him. We are running out of gas though, so... Unfortunately, that's gonna do a lot of damage next turn. What do we want to play? How do we want to play this? You kind of need to run a blitz unit off the top. Then we could probably win off the back of this blitzkrieg. Assuming he doesn't kill both of our units this turn, which is very likely. That would have been really nice if we had drawn a blitz unit that turn, but fortunately we did not. Damn. I was hoping one of the two would hit. Wow, our poor luck there really did us in. So for those who don't know, those artillery units have a 50% chance to deal an extra point of damage. So missing, so what is that? 75% chance that two of them will do at least one extra point of damage. I don't know. I don't think that's true. I don't know how the math works out. But fairly unlikely to miss both times there, I feel. I think we're going to save this for the following turn. There's nothing too interesting for us to run out. I'm also wondering if we should even bother running these out against a US opponent on turn 1, because he could be running a Woken Giant, in which case we're just letting him draw a card. I don't think we necessarily want to do that. Make him have to waste subsequent resources when he wants to play other things. Could just be that these are just shouldn't be in the deck at all, honestly. Oh boy. Iron from the North showing why it can be a liability sometimes. It lets us get off to our really explosive starts, but come on, deck. Work with me here a little bit. That's just kind of how this deck is, pretty much. It's like an all-in aggro deck. If it can't win early, it's not winning at all. If you get off to too slow a start, it's over. Anything at all. There's a chance we run something off the top there, but we're not likely winning anymore from that position. I like Fast Heinz. Let's keep it. Hopefully we run a 1-drop tank off the top. Well, that's technically what I asked for. Kind of risky running it out, though. Do we want to play this? Here's hoping he just plays a infantry and passes. An infantry that can't attack. I said don't attack. Big meanie. We might not be playing this deck for very long. Hence why. There, now we hit the 50%. Yeah, I'll hold that back. All right. All in aggro deck versus all in aggro deck. Welcome to the show. Excited. Our opponent is excited. On the draw, I think this is a fine hand. That's fine. I'm fine with bombing raid there. I'm just going to play these out to make Enigma actually playable. Potentially. That was lucky. Yeah, we just want to go... Probably just want to play this just so I could play this and get at least a card. Ooh, just what we needed. A non-troop. Come on, deck. Work with us a little bit. I don't know. Maybe it really is just too many iron from the North, considering how like the starts aren't. You don't need as much of those explosive starts because we don't have those really kick-ass 3-drops anymore anyway. So maybe we just cut it. They work okay with Enigma sometimes too, but it's just being embarrassing today. So Let's cut that and throw in something else. Just throw in one of these tanks that we're missing. Really want to see more of this card and actually see it shine, but in this case I'm going to toss it back because I feel like we want to be set up to use it. Our draws are just not lining up into what our opponent's doing. He pins us, and then we get something we can't play because our units are pinned. Unbelievable. That's just the game sometimes. I think we're going to leave that there. Either our opponent play that out as a distraction or... Alright, can we win this turn? That on this is 5, 8, 11, 14, 16, move up. Yeah, I think we got him. Put it on you. Yeah, when all the pieces line up like that in the deck, it can be incredibly explosive. When they don't, incredibly embarrassing. I think I'm gonna toss that one. Okay. Okay, let's see. I don't know that I want to risk this missing. Might be that we just want to run this into this, but that could also be wrong. I guess if it misses, we could always throw our infantry away. Yeah. think he's dead. No, not quite. This eats that. I can move 1, 2. Yeah, I can't quite. Where's that Alder command vehicle when you need it? Adler? Alder? I don't know. Can't remember. So with that in mind, let's take this out and this out. Do this. So this is potentially a lethal threat all on its own. Okay, he bought himself a turn. I mean, there's no point in attacking into the train, so we're just gonna chill. We could use the sudden strike on this. But then if he plays a cheap guard unit, we feel bad. It's probably fine. Oh, true. I forgot about the condition on that. I should have just attacked with it because it was going to be destroyed anyway. Yeah, looks like our opponent might have turned the corner here. Our deck doesn't have reach, so we pretty much need a Blitzkrieg off the top, but even that alone might not be enough. Yeah, I think we'll go one more turn, especially because he exposed his artillery. Not attacking the thing last turn might come back to bite us, because we would have dealt 2 damage to it. That could be relevant. Pretty sure it's just a lost cause at this point. We'll take another draw, but we're probably done. I'll just hover on this button here. Yeah, that's what I needed a million turns ago. We might be trying that pain train in our in a Soviet mid-range, in a Soviet U.S. tokens deck later today. Is that the next deck on my schedule? I don't know. We'll see. Because I want to try, there's a new US unit that gives units +1/+1 whenever you move into the front line, plus that tomahawk. It doesn't really synergize with the train though. Anyway. Soviet US tokens has been a staple in the game for a while. There's some new tools to play around with, so. But anyway, let's stop talking about that deck and let's talk about this deck. Do we want the sudden strike if he's playing something? I think just getting off to a more explosive start might be enough. Immediately regret my decision. So our opponent is like tooled against our deck specifically. Okay then. Like, I would never run this tank in a Iron from the North deck. It's just so slow and clunky. But if you're an Iron from the North deck that's sick of Iron from the North deck mirror matches, then yeah, I guess it's great. I could run that up to the front line, play this. That's just going to get eaten by this, so that's a mistake. But he can move and shoot with it next turn anyway. This is not relevant. I can't play that and thingy. It's okay, we'll see. Because we've been running so hot today, right? We're going to get the perfect card off the top. Just wait. We're going to do it. I think I'll just do a few more matches with this and call it quits. The tech is just so inconsistent. If I'm going to just get my butt kicked all day, I'd rather try something new, rather than trying to make something old and bad work. Oh yeah, that was a mistake too, because that kills this. Oh hum. I don't know. Probably just can't win anymore. Even if we could draw what we wanted from our deck, and I still think we probably lose. Yeah, okay. So he's playing a bit of a more mid-rangey thing. Actually, this is a good point. I forgot about this card. That card might be worth throwing into our deck. Actually. Just because it's just a big beefy unit, and it actually works well with it works fairly well with encirclement. If we're cutting it, we're putting 2 more. We can cut one of these and something else to put 2 of them in there. Or just put the 2 of them in there. I don't know. It's not gonna change much. We'll try 1 or 2 more matches and then call it quits with this dumpster fire. It may be that you just got to go a little bit bigger for a deck like this. You got to be doing something like, I don't know, the 3/4 ambush guy instead of these if you're running Iron from the North. Maybe these are just too inconsistent. So we could run those infantry units in place of that. Immediately has the card that punishes our archetype. In case he's running Japan, I guess I could do this. Funny thing is, if we, like, he's already dead if we get a whatchamacallit. And he's dead. Let's draw some cards. All right, we're going to end it there. Move on to something more interesting.